Networking. I want to say a word about networking. What it is, what it isn't, and why it's so critically important to do it, to proactively build it, to see it as an asset rather than something unseemly or selfish. So when I started early in my career working in Washington, D.C., a town full of egos, full of smart people, full of ambitious people, it was common in formal and informal settings to literally start with a question, so what do you do? And it sounds innocent, but it was often quite tactical in ways that made sense, but at the same time could be quite obnoxious. I had folks essentially just walk away once I told them I was early in my career, I was working in this particular area, not in their area. And if they deemed me not useful enough, they'd move on. That's not the networking that we want to talk about, encourage, practice, and utilize to be successful leaders, successful practitioners, successful researchers. It is a version of networking, in fact, that is about building relationships, about listening and learning about what assets, skills, stories, interests others have. Those could be others that are explicitly part of a network of support that you could draw upon and pull into as a team member, as somebody to consult, to run ideas by, to formally pull into a team, or just be there as somebody to lean on when you need it, whether that's in the workspace or the personal space. And it does have this common notion that we're trying to take advantage of, in a positive sense, the different things that people have to offer. And given the challenges that we're facing, it's absolutely clear that we need a whole range of perspectives, expertise, experiences to successfully tackle some of these wicked challenges, these complex and interconnected challenges. And so having a good network is critical to doing that. Doing it because the challenges demand it, doing it because sometimes it really is getting in the room and knowing about these opportunities, knowing about resources that comes from the network that you have built. And so it can be framed as kind of a who you know, and sometimes, and certainly has been, and certainly can still be, an exclusive network or an elite network. But it doesn't have to be. And in fact, starting by building relationships, building trust, knowing a wider set of people, being able to call upon them and them to be able to call upon you so that you can be of use to them. We're going to have an opportunity to read from a real expert, just a couple short chapters from a couple books that Beverly Jones has done, a distinguished Ohio University alum, who's worked in a range of contexts and then now is kind of an elite career coach, a leadership coach and mentor to me and to many people. Bev's got two books. One, a slightly older one, Think Like an Entrepreneur, Act Like a CEO, as well as a brand new book called Find Your Happy at Work, 50 Ways to Get Unstuck, Move Past Boredom, and Discover Fulfillment. Sounds a little bit informal and like a self-help book, but let me assure you, the few chapters that we're going to read, networking matters, and it's about relationships. Your network provides circles of support. Networking isn't about being selfish. And then particularly a platform that we'll use and develop for each of us, LinkedIn networking tips from an expert. These are the places we go to find leaders in different fields, understand from them the journeys, the paths, the skill sets that they've experienced and developed, and to build coalitions to model our behavior, learn lessons for the skills that we want to develop and practice. And so as we go through this entire learning experience, I want you to think about who are your how to build that network here at the university, in your topic area, in your geography, and not be limited to immediate geography. And so many of these issues, they are both challenges and opportunities that are globalized and interconnected, and there's expertise that we can draw upon and learn from literally all over the world. And the fact that we can do it on global platforms like LinkedIn and the internet and the variety of ways that we're connecting now means that we can't and shouldn't just limit ourselves to our single discipline or our single geography and kind of who we know locally and whom we can meet in person. We're building teams from across the world, and we're tackling challenges that, even when they are focused locally, have analogs or connections globally. And so to be a leader, no matter where we sit in this space, we have to have those networks that can help us advance that agenda. So we're gonna talk about it, work with it, read about it, and practice it ourselves in terms of building a network and reaching out beyond the circles that we have. And in fact, I urge you to use a maxim that I do in terms of thinking about the quality of the opportunities in the rooms that I'm walking into. If I already know everybody in the room, then I'm not getting out enough. I'm not reaching beyond my comfort zone. I'm not meeting new people. I'm not learning about new experiences and expertise. So make sure there are folks in the room when you walk into it who you don't already know, so that you can continue to be building that network.